Today we continue with our class Laws of Yom Tov, and we start with Sefer Shmiras Haloshon. And our topic is forgive and forget. Even if all that one gain through silent acceptance of humiliation is lessening the punishment for a single sin, it would be worthwhile, in fact, to gain its far greater, as stated in the Talmud. Rava said, whoever refrains from exacting his measure, that is, from responding to the hurt caused him, the heavenly tribunal removes from him all his sins, as it is written, he forgives transgressions and passes over sins. Michav 7:18. Whose sin does he forgive? One who passes over the sins committed against him. Rosh Hashanah 17a. Okay, so let's do this piece again. We're going to explain. So it's the same topic as we discussed for a few classes now. About this humiliation in public, okay, in order not to ask, okay, not to respond. I apologize. So okay, continue. Even if all that one gained through a silent acceptance humiliation is lessening the punishment for a single sin. I'm not sure, tell the truth, how we jump to the single sin now. I'm not sure. It would be he said, even, apologies, even if we would get transgress, okay, the word even. So even if we would get forgiveness for one sins, it would be worthwhile. Apologize. In fact, the gain is far greater, as stated in the Talmud, right? So what Rava said: whoever refrains from exacting his measure, that is, from responding to the hurt caused him, the heavenly tribunal removes from him all the sins, as it is written, he forgives transgressions and passes over the sins, right? So, but if person silent, so all of the sins are forgiven to him. So, which is good deal, right? Whose sins does he forgive? One who passes over his sins committed against himself, right? So, if person forgives other people for the sins, so his sins are also forbidden. Rava even taught once willful sins are committed in a state of the spiritual rebellion, find atonement when one refrains from exacting his measure. So that's a big deal. So one more time, Rava taught that even the sins committed in a state of spiritual rebellion, so meaning the person does something like dafka because Hashem said no, but I say yes. He says yes, but I said no. That's the worst sin possible. Right, so if person sins out of desire, I mean, it's very bad, but not as bad as this one. The one who knows not to do and still does it. So even person like that find atonement when one refrained from exacting his measure. However, to be worthy of such atonement, one must demonstrate the corresponding degree of forgiveness. That is, he must bear no ill will toward those who have caused him hurt. Okay, even when he knows for the fact that the hurt was inflicted maliciously. Right, so that's a big deal. That's a very big deal to forgive somebody that no will toward those who have caused him hurt, and not only hurt. Even when he knows that in fact that the hurt was inflicted maliciously. So forgive one thing, right? It's one part, but if you show that the person that you forget, so the person can get their own message and continue abuse person, right? So that's That's also we have to take into consideration, and this person would be liable for all of the hurt that he does for us. Okay, maybe he wanted to be a big tzaddikim on a very high level. That's very commendable of us, but still we have to take into consideration other person's person as well, right? So if you know the person like that, he or she did not do teshuva, just separate. Okay, forgive 100%. That's what I personally do. Like, despite of what people do to me, so I just forgive and say, guess what? You're going to a blacklist. That's it. So I don't want to hear from you, right? Of course, such atonement is dependent upon the individual's sincere resolve to refrain from committing these sins in the future. Of course, right? So meaning just because person was quiet and his sins were forbidden, it's not like they were forbidden. I mean, if he said, okay, I'm not going to do it in the future, yes, so that's completely sure. It's a combination of things. I mean, without last line, people take it out of context. Okay, so we stop here. Any questions on what we said?
Rabbi?
Yes. Go ahead.
Transgression word says, Shalom Kadov, if we did not respond to public humiliation and forgive the person sincerely before teshuva, afterwards we are on the path of teshuva, Baruch HaShem. Can our sins still be erased?
Yes. That's the start. So I mean, until we have a next opportunity to do the sin. So if a person is not sinning, so that's in some sense he or she is given the opportunity to show. Yes. So I mean, opportunity is there. Whether we're going to use it or not, that's a different story. So now, as we said many times, the reward for a mitzvah is another mitzvah, right? So the person kept quiet, and he had maybe reasons and had something to say back, and the person kept quiet, so he did the mitzvah or she did the mitzvah, and now the opportunity is another mitzvah. So whatever sin was there, very sweet and desirable, so now it's become disgusting, right? It's a normal attitude. So now that's actually the reward for us. Keep it quiet. Very good. That's amazing. Yes. So I mean, again, one mitzvah does another. One mitzvah brings another mitzvah. Okay. That's it. Any other questions? Yes. Go ahead.
So the other person will be exempt from the punishment for
Whoa. Who said so? No, nobody said so.
No, sorry. It's just there's the other part from my question.
Okay,
so,
go ahead.
sorry, Robert. So, they wouldn't be exempt from the punishment up until the moment they ask us for forgiveness, even though we forgave them before?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. I mean, there are two parts. It's our part and then their part. We have our part not to keep a grudge against another person. That's my. It's upon me, right? He hurt me, but I have the grudge not to I have a responsibility, a mitzvah, not to have a grudge against another person, right? And that person has many mitzvahs not to do wrong to other people. You understand? So I do just my part. I forgive this person. I don't keep a grudge. I don't have anything against him. Like I give you an example from this morning. One of my students, I asked him to do something. Like I said, maybe he knows somebody. I know that he's been shaken. So now this morning he declared. So actually he completely quit. He stopped observing. Unfortunately, right? So after all of these things that we try to help him and stuff like that, what can we do? You understand? So I forgive him, for whatever he did before, but it's still his responsibility to do what he must do. You understand? Two separate things. Just because I forgave him or we forgave somebody does not mean that that person automatically forgiven. You understand? Okay, what else?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome. So that's actually the case. Can you imagine that? The case then I said that I stopped two people from a suicide in my life, so it's one of them. Now he's not interested in Judaism. Not interesting. Okay, so part number 4. Measuring for the purpose of cooking. Okay, so I apologize. Part number 4, but chapter is 21. It says activities that lead to writing and erasing. Okay. Right, so third part number, measuring for the purpose of cooking. There is a special leniency with regard to measuring pertains only to Yom Tov. Unlike Shabbos, on which it is forbidden to measure even food items, on Yom Tov it is permitted to measure food flavoring and seasoning, provided the two conditions prevail. So before we continue, right, on Shabbos, of course, there is some leniencies if you need to measure for a sick person. Yeah, that's a leniency, right? Or you need to take some medicine, like a liquid medicine, in certain measurement. Of course, I mean that's cough syrup or something. Right? That's not what we're talking about, right? But on Yom Tov, since we're allowed to cook, but again, as I said many times, I'm not sure when exactly you have time to cook on Yom Tov. Like when you're going to enjoy it. Okay. So, but okay. So anyway, it is you can measure. There is no problem. Flavor and seasoning, provided the two conditions prevail. A wrong amount of seasoning could spoil the taste of the food or have negative effect on it. Wrong amount of seasoning. Right, so okay, so I mean, if it's over seasoned, if it's under seasoned, so you can. So some people have all of the opinion. So if it's under seasoned, it's not enough pepper, not enough salt, just put it in a plate, whatever you want. Like you don't have to make a big deal out of it. So if it's over salted, that's a little more problem, but still you keep quiet. Okay. One measures this type of seasoning during during the week. So first of all, it can spoil, and one measures during the week. I'm not sure what seasoning, like usually like say take pinch or something, like if even salt. So my mother, I always remember, so she said never put the salt from container, never ever. So you put it in your hand, and from hand you put it in the pot. But sometimes, like a person is lazy, right, and put from container, you can put over. Like you cannot like measure by eyes, but when you put it in your hand, that's of course it's not exact, but much more controlled than when you put it from container. Okay, very interesting. The meaning of the the measures of non-foods is prohibited. Measuring on non-foods is prohibited on Yom Tov, as on Shabbos. Similarly, weighing either food or non-foods is prohibited on Yom Tov and as on Shabbos. One more time. The measure of non-food is prohibited on Yom Tov. I'm not sure what non-food. What would you measure? Similar. So, but measurement also in sizes. Measurement that does not mean only weighing. Like for example, I went like long time ago. I was in this shul, like shtibel, like small shul in a house, right, private house, but they built a shul, and in the first place, base medrash, in the basement, and on top, rabbi used to live, right, with his family, second floor. So we sit in the shul. So maybe it's small, and the guy said we need a new air conditioner. So and no on Shabbos. and the other say, or was it Yom Tov? I don't remember. But we had a break, like a little longer break, and one guy said, yeah, you need such and such many BTUs. I said, no. Why would you say so? You know how many BTU you can count, and on top, it was like these tiles, like drop ceiling tiles, and the tile that the guy, I don't know how does he know that, but he said one tile is a foot. So one tile is a foot or 2 feet. I don't remember. Like, is it foot? Probably 2 feet, 2 feet square. So that's how they were able to calculate the area for which you need the air conditioner. You understand? So this would be a measurement. So that did he measure with a ruler? No. But well, by this, of course, it's forbidden talk on Shabbos. That's a different story. I'm not talking about that. But I think it's a very good example of measurement. I was shocked, but that's what these guys do. Very interesting. Continue. Right. So it says the measure of non foods like this ceiling, this. Square feet, right? It's prohibited on Yom Tov and Shabbos. Similarly, weighing either foods for foods or non-food is prohibited on Yom Tov and Shabbos. Okay. Similarly, weighing either foods or non-foods prohibited on Yom Tov and Shabbos. Okay. I mean, there are exception if you need it, as we said, for a mitzvah or something. Using measuring cup. Even in a case where the substance may not be measured, for example, there are two conditions described do not prevail. So meaning what? So it's not needed for season, and it's and one does not do it during the week, same way, like one or both of them. One may use a measuring cup to pour ingredients. If he does not measure them precisely by utilizing the cup merely as approximation. This holds true on Shabbos as well on Yom Tov. Okay. So if you need any container, let's say, I don't know, you wanna Shabbos, any container. Let's say you have a cholent or something on a blech, right, or in a slow cooker, and you want to add water, like boiling water, right? So like hot water. So you're allowed to pour in container, and from that container, so to cholent. So in this case, right? In this case, it would be what you can use this measuring cup, because it's you're not use it for measure plus minus this amount of water. It's irrelevant, but you're using them to transfer from one place to another. So that's the thing. Number 5, games. Games in which score is normally recorded, for example, Scrabble, may not be played on Yom Tov due to the concern that one might write the score. So basically, I would say, like a general approach, all of these things that we usually do on a weekday, right? I'm not sure how people have time to play games, but okay. So let's say they do, right? So like when you tend to write something, so it's forbidden. Very straightforward. And I guess other games, if somebody play cards, as I know, some cards, like I don't play cards, but like the way I understand, there is some complex games. It's like it continues for some time, so they write the score, and then some like one-time games they don't write the score. Okay. So it would be different. So if it's without writing the score, yeah, it would be allowed. But if you like these long games, so you would not be allowed to play. Part number, any questions before we continue? Actually. Okay, so then part number 6, reading menus and a guest list. It is prohibited on Yom Tov to read the menu of a meal that one plans to on Soren to individual guests, a list of guests. So menu is we're not allowed to read. Why? Because some I'm not sure. Like this, this reception with the menu, it's too formal. I don't know. Like probably many people are coming. It's crazy, right? So, I mean, just whatever you have, you serve. That's it. Uh, so the problem is that the person might cross something an item from the menu. Maybe they planning to have it, but now they do not have ingredients, this and that, so they planning not to have it. Right? I'm not sure who is going to read this menu. I'm not sure, but or guest list. So again, if you have many guests, and that's a different story. If you have a family, two families, like what list do you need? Okay. So, but the problem is that you might want to cross the name. Okay. List of guests that be invited or a sitting plan. So again, we were talking about many people. For example, on a wedding, when we had the wedding, so we had to plan like who is going to sit next to who, because not everybody is going. This guy is not talking to this guy. This lady is not talking to that lady. So you have to be careful. Maybe sit in back to back or something. I don't know. Yeah, that's very interesting. This pertains whether the meal will take place on Yom Tov or afterwards. Right? It's very interesting on Yom Tov or afterwards. So meaning the person, no, they're not coming. They called me before Yom Tov, they're not coming, so I have to cross them over, and maybe I'm going to sit somebody from a different table this day. That's a problem, as we understand. Okay. One of the reasons for this prohibition is concern that one might decide to make changes in the menu, invitation list, or sitting plan. That's what we said. Now they don't have this dish. Somebody is not coming. Somebody does not talk to this person, that person. Okay, so that's very possible that person is going to cross somebody out or point this guy is from table number 7. Okay, now. Thus, the host or hostess who are authorized to make such changes may never refer to this list of Yom Tov. So other people, I mean, the guests or children, they do not care. I mean, you tell them somebody's sitting there, somebody's sitting there. Somebody's not coming. Okay, somebody's not coming. I'm not going. If it's not my list, I'm not going to cross anybody. Okay. Continue. Even people who are not authorized to change the list are prohibited from reading it due to the general rabbinic decree against reading documents and similar material. That's very interesting. So we're not allowed to read the business documents on Shabbos, right? So in some sense, they call this list of guests also document. Okay. However, this decree does not apply in regard to the material pertaining to the mitzvah. Since Yom Tov meals are considered Seudas mitzvah, mitzvah's banquets, it is permitted for someone other than the host or hostess, there is one of their children, to read the menu or the guest list for the Yom Tov meal. Meaning, but I'm not sure. Like, what is like? People usually don't come just because, and they're not going to come unless somebody have a special like drinking party or something. I don't know. But usually people come for a night meal or a morning meal. So it is a mitzvah, this and that. I'm not sure what other meals they're talking about. That would not be a mitzvah on Shabbos and Yom Tov. Okay, I don't know. Maybe people just gather. I'm not sure. Okay. A husband may read the menu of the meal being prepared by his wife. he's not actively involved in preparation. So he's like a husband in sometimes treated like a guest. So he does not care. He does not know. He's not going to cross anybody. Okay, so he can read it to his wife. Furthermore, since it is considered a mitzvah to ensure that guests are seated comfortably, it is permitted for someone other than the host or hostess to read the sitting list. Meaning, as we said, these people do not talk to these people, and those people do not talk to these people, right? Okay. Nowadays, it is customary for a messenger to invite people to a meal, to always refer to invitation list, even if the meal is not Seudas mitzvah, lest he inadvertently trigger quarrel by inviting an unwanted guest. So this in messenger, I'm not sure when it's all is going on. I'm not sure. Tell the truth. Like it seems to me like people have nothing else to do, like sit around, like all this big company. A messenger. Who is this messenger? He's going to around to this family and that family. That's would create a big machlokes. If you come to people's house and then you say, yeah, please come this and this day. I'm not sure on talking about on the Yom Tov itself. People need to get prepared, this and that. I don't know. So or if you're going to do it in shul when everybody's together, when it's easy to invite everybody, that's a problem. So you cannot invite one person and not invite another people. You can do whatever you want. As I remember this guy, and I applaud him. He's very very nice guy, but very, very brazen. So he would tell people what to do, right? HaShem. So he had the dedication of the Torah in one of the shul, right? So I also got privilege. I wrote Lerner that Sefer Torah. It was his Sefer Torah, but he gave us he paid completely. So he paid completely for Sefer Torah. He already took it back. When he brought it was with orchestra, and then took it back. The president called me and said, "Do you know where can we get Sefer Torah?" I say, "Why? I thought you have more than enough." He said, "No." This guy took it. So this guy, right? So he had the big. Okay, he had some snacks. Food. For me, I ate a little. Fine. I don't need his favors. So I'm fine. I can eat at home. But then he says it was music. He said, "Please stop the music. Please stop orchestra." Now we're going to go to official dinner, and only the close family is invited. So basically, it's not his show. He used to pray there, but then his family moved out to different neighborhood, but still had a connection to the show that I used to go. He basically say, okay, it's very nice for you to come, and now get out because we're about to start dinner. It's very interesting. Me personally, I would not be able to say so. How all these people he came to celebrate with you, and now you go tell him get out. He did not say, but he said, please, thank you very much for coming. But now it's time for a family dinner. Very interesting. So that's about invitation. For discussion of the reading of the other printed matter on Shabbos and Yom Tov, there is secular books and periodicals. See the Shabbos Home chapter 5. Okay. So just to remind us, business material is not allowed because why? The person might get circle something or underscore something that is important. That's the problem. Okay. Continue. Part no. Any questions before we continue? Actually, I'm going to the next part.
All right.
Yes, go ahead.
So, it's a question about this issue of measuring food flavoring and seasoning.
Okay.
So if there's this ingredient that is both like part of the dish per se, but it also provides like flavoring to the preparation. Say, I don't know, for example, coconut milk, which is like part of the curry. I mean, it provides it with body and everything, but it also provides it with flavor. So with this item like this, would it be allowed for us to measure it?
I think so. Yes. Yeah. It's if you need precise measuring, yes. For example, if you take with a spoon, I'm not sure what measures you're talking about. If like 3 teaspoons or 10 tablespoon, or like if you like that's you can do without measuring. It's just a container to use, right? To transfer from vessel to use from one into another. So it's not considered to be measuring, right? But if you need exactly how many grams, like all of this gradation, that's a different story. So, but it would be allowed if it's for the sake of the meal, and that's what you do on a weekday, right? It's for the sake of the meat. So yeah, and otherwise it would be too sour, too I don't know, too sweet, too hot, to something. Yeah, it would be allowed. Okay.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, there's a question the board says, thank you very much for the Shiur. Is it considered a transgression to mentally count numbers?
Now, numbers? No. There's I don't know. There are techniques that some people count numbers and they do like I don't know, some kind of meditation, like to relax themselves. No. Here, because the person is not counting actually. He or she just saying things, saying words in some sequence. Here is like a example, like measuring what I gave with this ceiling tiles. I was like shocked. You know, that's the measure. Or some people count like they can measure with their foot, like steps, like how many steps, how wide is it? And they took so many steps, and he knows that each steps so many inches, or he knows like how to step. It's going to be exactly foot or 2 feet. All of these things. Yeah, that's measurement. Otherwise, it's not. Okay.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Robert.
You're welcome. That's it. Okay, continue. Okay, so let's do the next section. Summary of laws. I love this book. I mean, all of this book for summary. So you read, but you need to summarize, okay, like in few words. So it's a buying and selling. It is forbidden to buy, sell, rent, or release anything on Yom Tov, as on Shabbos, even for the purpose of the mitzvah. Again, buy or sell, right? We don't do that. Rent or lease, anything on Yom Tov. So technically, people can stay for Shabbos only, technically, right? Why? Because they come before Shabbos and they leave after Shabbos. So it's actually included this Shabbos time. Right? I mean, the time before Shabbos starts. So they charge them the preparation of the room, right? They have to wash it, change the bed sheets, the towels and stuff like that. And they charge for after they leave. They charge for cleaning. So basically, even though like technically person stayed only one Shabbos, that's it, only one day, but there is no problem because he or she paid only for the preparation or clean up after that. And it's very interesting. So that's the difference between Israel and the whole world. Right, it's very interesting difference. So in the whole world, like if you go anywhere to hotel, so checkout time is like 11 a.m. or like up to 12 tops. Of course, you can ask extension, maybe hours, so they're not going to refuse. But technically, it's officially it's 11 a.m. Right, by 11 a.m. you have to be out, and they have 3 or 4 hours. At 3 or 4 p.m. they already you can move in your room, right? But so when when you rent hotel on for Shabbos for one day, you must pay for 2 nights. So even though you're going to live after Shabbos, but they're not going to let you stay like for free. So I don't think you can rent for half a day. I don't think so. I don't think so. Anyway, like they're not going to be able to rent it to somebody else. So why should they lose money? Like I'm just talking out of the logic. So in US, right? If you wanted to stay over for Shabbos, so you would pay for 2 days for sure. Even if you live in Motzi Shabbos, it doesn't matter. I mean, they do not care. Stay the whole night. But in Israel, it's very interesting. It's actually it's the only exception. Motzi Shabbos on Friday, so you check in on Friday, or right? If you check out on Motzi Shabbos, it's after the sundown, so they give you after nightfall. They know this nightfall. They give you 1 hour. So it's very interesting. You have 1 hour or an hour and a half to move out. It's very interesting, and I think it's very convenient. It's very considerate of them. I'm not sure if all of the hotels do, but in all of them that we stayed, they actually provide this convenience. You understand? Okay, so continue. So that's we just discussed rent or lease. Okay, Yom Tov, as on Shabbos, even for purpose of the mitzvah. So they're not about to buy or sell, lease, or stuff like that. Continue. One may obtain from a store an item that one needs on Yom Tov, provided that one does not mention the value, weight of the item. Right, as we said, he can ask 5 bananas, one loaf of bread. Right, so he does not say like no measurements. So and B, one makes no explicit mention of payment. So as I said in these stores in non-Jewish store in Jewish neighborhoods, they know. I mean, Jews are going to come after Shabbos and pay. You don't have to tell them. These people know, right? But for example, they do not know. So you can say like indirectly, I'm going to come in terms for you with you after Shabbos. Come in terms like some vague language, but other side understand that you're going to pay them. But did he say about payment anything? No. Right? Maybe you're going to come and say thank you. I don't know. So, but that's the only language allowed. So again, no explicit measurements. Right, value. Right, like 1 pound. You cannot say 1 pound, but you can say, give me 5 apples. Okay, continue. Giving gifts. One may give gifts on Yom Tov, provided that the gift is a usable product or something that can be made into usable product of Yom Tov. So, I mean, in what you can give books or something to people, right? Talis, whatever you give, food, of course. Can give as a gift on Yom Tov, and we said why? Because person actually the giver also always enjoys. I mean, if he's normal person, right, enjoys giving, right? So that's just for this purpose of joy. So we allow, and some people also like enjoy to receive gifts. So it's not many times it's not about the gift, but somebody thought of us, and they appreciate whatever we did for them. So that's can count a lot. Okay. So next one, the gift may be carried through the public domain on Yom Tov. So because it is for Yom Tov needs, right, to bring this gift. So public domain usually there is no eruv. That's what they mean. There is no eruv, so you would be allowed to carry, which is good. Great. Okay. Any questions before I continue? Yes.
No, the word says, what about Chol Hamoed?
No, Chol Hamoed is not a Yom Tov. It's like you can do. Uh, let's leave it until the end. Until the end, and I'm going to explain Chol Hamoed because it's a different subject, and many people misunderstand this Chol Hamoed concept to they think about something opposite about Chol Hamoed. Okay, so let's leave it. It's a very good question. Any other questions beside that? Okay. Given gifts. Okay, so continue. Measuring and weighing. It is forbidden to measure or weigh anything on Yom Tov. However, this is permitted for the purpose of the mitzvah. Again, it's forbidden to measure weighing anything for Yom Tov. However, it's permitted for purpose of the mitzvah. So you need to measure matzah, even though we say you can look at the packages and you can calculate. Wine is a different story, right? Wine on Pesach, right? Pesach night. So, for example, if you got a new cups and you never measured, and as I said, this story I always say, so don't be overconfident. So I was like very strict with my family, pushing them because I thought I assumed whatever I assumed that how much they must drink, and then my wife said, "Look, can you just measure? Just stop." Measure. And when I stopped and measured, it was many years ago, I was very embarrassed. I'm telling you, I was very embarrassed because the actual measure was like, I don't know, maybe 30% less that I thought that it was like minimum requirement. You understand? So that was actually for sure it was Yom Tov need. But we had electronic scales, so of course we did it before Yom Tov, but that was very like if somebody have like manual scale, not manual, like what is it, mechanical scale, so that would be 100%. So but once I knew, like once I measured once in my life, like how much wine it should be in these type of glasses. Because I mean we don't change glasses, it's the same glasses for all of these years, so I know exactly how much, and that's it. So now I know how much to pour for them, and they should so I'm trying to pour the minimum requirement, and let the members of my family or guests, right, to drink majority of the cup. You understand? Because if you pour it, that's what I was doing. Like if you pour too much and they drink a little, does not look good, because it says clearly. Of course, like I would drink the whole cup. For me, there is no like it's no option. But you can be only strict with yourself. So why? Because I said on Yom Tov, on this holiday, it's a biblical obligation, so I'm going to drink, or a rabbinical obligation, it doesn't matter. So if I'm going to the highest standards, whatever Chazanish says, that's my standard. Okay, so of course we dilute it with grape juice. I mean, I would not be able to drink so much wine, so but with grape juice and matzah, so basically I don't need almost anything else, because it's so much matzah, it's so much wine. Okay, but at least there is no mitzvah to eat chicken or fish or this or that. There is mitzvah to eat these specific things, and especially mortar. So it's very, very light. Understand? It's very light. So when you take like few leaves, that minimum that you should eat, so people think that you're crazy. But if you put it on a scale, it's not crazy. It's not. Okay. So again, if you have mechanical scales, so use it on Yom Tov for these mitzvah purposes. Next one, it is permitted to measure weight for the benefit of ill person, as a person's care is considered a mitzvah, or as we said for a young child, right? Also, he or she is a category of sick people. They're perfectly healthy, but because the health is so fragile, so that's in like until at least 3 years old, according to some opinion 5 years old. But okay. 1 second. Taking person temperature is permitted, but not with a digital thermometer. See above. So of course we said there if it's life and death, not life, like life-threatening situation. So I remember always through the childhood. So mother would touch us on our forehead with her lips, and she would say exactly what the temperature is. You can take the temperature. It would be like a little of maybe sometimes yes, sometimes exactly. It's unbelievable. That's only mother can do. Very interesting. So okay, so this mercury one. So always have a mercury one. The old style. That's for sure. It's kosher for Shabbos, but we remember. You can shake before the use, but after use you're not allowed to shake. Even if you prepare to take that you would need to take a temperature 1 hour later, doesn't matter. You shake it then. Okay. It is permitted to measure a weight for the benefit of the infant. Okay, we said that. It is not permitted to measure a weight portion for a healthy person who is on weight reducing diet. Okay, that's too much. That's a craziness of the world. Okay, stop it with this weight reducing diets. Okay. Continue. So next one, measuring for the purpose of cooking. It is permitted to measure seasoning on Yom Tov, provided that A, the wrong amount of seasoning might ruin the food. Okay, I mean, do you use some control substance, like I said, salt through the hand, not through the container. And B, using seasoning is a type that are commonly measured on the weekdays. Okay, so whatever is it. Next one, weighing is forbidden even in these circumstances. Okay, measurement yes, but weighing is not. Okay. One may not use measuring. One may use a measuring cup to pour approximate amount of any liquid. So you take liquid from one container, put it in another. So it's like another cup. So you're just using the measuring cup. So next one, games. It is forbidden to play games in which one normally records scores. Whatever games is it. Right. Next one, reading menus and a guest list. It is forbidden for the host or hostess to read the menu. To menu, guest list or sitting list of any meal for which the guests are arriving. So I guess maybe it's that's my understanding. Maybe it's like they have bar mitzvah, let's say, or bas mitzvah, and they do it in a shul, like a big hall or somewhere, like in different like venues, like big hall. Yeah, that would be appropriate. That's when you would get this sitting list. Okay. It is permitted for someone other than the host or hostess to read this list in the case of the mitzvah banquet. For example, the meal takes place on Yom Tov, right? Meal on Yom Tov, yeah. Okay. So, any questions on what we said? So we finished that part that we discussed the prohibitions, that the activities that might lead somebody to writing or erasing. So I mean, by themselves, these activities are not forbidden. So they are only forbidden because our sages, their great wisdom, so that they might lead the person to writing or erasing. Okay. Any questions on what we said? Okay, so let me, if no question, so I don't want to start new topic, but I'm just going to introduce. So chapter 22, Yom Tov earnings. So are we allowed to make money on Yom Tov? And we'll see. There are ways to make money, and there are ways to pay money for Yom Tov, but generally it is forbidden, right? As we said in the previous chapter. Right, so about the Chol Hamoed. So what is Chol Hamoed? So on one hand, it's Chol, it's mean like a weekday, and then on one hand, it's Moed. Moed is a holiday. So what is it? It's a weekday or a holiday? So Chol Moed we have twice a year, right? We have in Pesach. It's from a third day of Pesach. Let's say it could be even Shabbos. Shabbos that coincides with Chol Hamoed is called Shabbos Chol Hamoed, right? So I mean, it has a special holiness. So we're not allowed to work on the first 2 days and the last 2 days, and intermediate days are considered to be Chol Hamoed, right? And Gemara says actually that a person should not work on Chol Hamoed. Shulchan Aruch says if you want to be cursed, that's what you should do. And it's very interesting. I saw like in a YouTube channel, there is analysis, so you can see how many people watch your channel, what exactly they watch, like how they find you for YouTube recommendation from this one. Very interesting analytic information. And also what other channels they're watching. Like I'm not sure. I mean, it's like from 1,000 people, let's say that watch your channel, and they say that these 1,000 people, like analysts, like 200 people also watch this channel, and 100. Like they don't give numbers, but they give some channels, like I guess in priorities, like how like what other channel they watch, and also it's very interesting what people are searching for, like on YouTube, and how many hits. And one of the biggest hits, it's unbelievable. Like I've been checking this thing for several years now. How the secret of the Jewish success. It's very interesting. So all of the clowns, they do that's all they know. This clips or I don't know, speeches about Jewish success. Of course, it's. I mean, are they going to work? Maybe they're going to work, but even if they give the sources, but there is a killer, right? So if you take things out of context, that's not going to work. And I would say that sometimes Gemara would say a little on the subject in this place, but in another Gemara, it speaks a lot. And many times when I go into commentary, so and I see as these great commentaries how they compile it, like it's mind-boggling. Like how did he know? Like of course it's before the days of the computer. Like this subject is one example in this Gemara, and one example is Gemara. So and this Gemara like totally different, but they treated similar subject. So all of these great businessmen, even if they follow advice of these clowns, so there's somehow these clowns never give classes how to lose the money, how to lose the blessing. So I'm just thinking about maybe we should do a series of clips how to lose the blessing. So the first way how to easily lose the blessing, it's don't say birchas hamazon, just leave and go, or mumble sometime until your breath. That's the first one. But the second one is to work on Chol Hamoed. That's a big. You want to lose money, you want to lose all of the blessing, so you just work on Chol Hamoed as usual, and that's it. So HaShem hates it. Of course, there is then Gemara starts, and then Shulchan Aruch, Mishnah Brura, they explain. So if person is going to lose money meaning I don't know, you had this job opportunity, I don't know, like a business opportunity before, like 3 days before Yom Tov. Somebody told you, look, I have this container of tomatoes, very good price. You want to sell it? Like you can make a lot of money. Right, and you took it, and then guess what? You thought that you're going to give sell it in a very low price, and you're going to sell it in in a few days, and you did not. So there is the market full of tomatoes, so you cannot. So and if you would keep it after the Yom Tov, you're going to they're going to spoil even in the refrigerator. It becomes soft and stuff like that. So then in this case, they would give you some leniency to do business, but otherwise you're not allowed to work on Chol Hamoed. And that's Gemara is very strict. It says if you want to lose the blessing, so you can lose the blessing. Even person work for the blessing the whole year, did all of these crazy things, and guess what? With a Chol Hamoed, you're going the person going to lose the blessing. It's very interesting. So yeah. So unless we absolutely must work, and unfortunately throughout the years, people who said no, I need to work on Chol Hamoed, this and that. I don't have vacation days, so sometimes look, I'm not God. It's between you and God. I told you what halacha is. So, but without any exception, all of these people would take vacation in summer. One second, I thought that you said that you don't have vacation days. Like now you do. Now you have a vacation days in the summer, not on Chol Hamoed. I mean, it's business, people's own business. But that's what people who ignorant in halacha, in ashkafa, that's what they do. Right? They shoot themselves in the foot. They think that they're going to make some extra money because what should I do on Pesach? Like where I'm going to go? It's only 3 days, 4 days. It doesn't matter. What are you going to do? Take your family. Go to a park. Go to biking. I don't know. Go somewhere. Right? Enjoy the weather and learn Torah somewhere. Understand? That's the power of Chol Hamoed. So many people treat it's like weekday. It's not a weekday. So it's actually said in halacha that you have to, if it's possible, to have extra something for each meal. It's not obligated to eat bread, but if you're going to eat bread, so you're going to say Yalla Vayoma, right? This addition for insertion for holidays. You understand? And you have to walk in Shabbos clothing or not Shabbos. Yom Tov clothing, so Yom Tov clothing should be even better than Shabbos clothing. I mean, if it's possible, if a person cannot afford, that's a different story. Just walk in Shabbos clothing. Yeah, that's how it is. Chol Hamoed. You understand? So that's the story. I remember. I will never forget. So it was one lady, and she used to come to our house like every day. Not every day. Every Shabbos on a Friday night and a Shabbos day. And she thought that she's Jewish, but then we saw the documents, we checked, do a background search, whatever. We said you're not, you need to convert. And she was like very fiery, like tiny lady, like tiny lady, and she was like fire, like pure fire, right? And we learned about Chol Hamoed, something, and once she decided she goes through, she said, I'm not going to work on Chol Hamoed. And she had a very good job, making a lot of money. And then we said, she said, but is it the job kosher? I said, it's not kosher. She said, oh. And she went there maybe twice. She tried to negotiate, they give her like a kosher part. They said, look, no, we cannot do. And she said, okay, and that I am out. So she quit, like a very good job. And since then, she was working only like in small offices, like for very low pay. She did not have like any education, something like that. But she said, I'm not going to work on Chol Hamoed. I'm not. Tough lady, like girl, not that lady, girl, maybe 25 years old. I'm maybe younger. I don't remember. Right, and it was in a shul, like we used to go to the same shul, right? And they some people discuss Chol Hamoed, Shmol Hamoed, working, and somebody asked, are you working? Actually, are you coming? I like on this event. I don't remember, some girly event. Are you coming? Are you working? Or are you working on Chol Hamoed? And she stood up, and I like almost fainted. She said, Jews not work. No Jews are working on Chol Hamoed. What are you talking about? And everybody like, whoa. Why? Because most of the people with these Chabadniks, right, they never tell anybody that you're not supposed to work on Chol Hamoed. You understand? So people, they did not know that Chabadnik did not work. Of course, like what? He's right, so he not, but never told anybody. But this girl, she said out loud, I was like, whoa. And people said people who would go to shul for 20 years, like, and they think of themselves very religious, some of them. So they would like, where did you get it from? Like Jews not working, like what? It's yes, if you have that opportunity. She said no Jews are working on, and she like gave him a speech, and then I understood how this convert could be like skin disease on on the skin of Jewish nations. So like she just find out, this girl, this little nobody, about not working home, and she said, okay, you mean not about say you said no. I said no. What do you mean? It's not, I'm not saying anything. Say just say all of the money is going to be cursed. I don't want to be cursed. I want to be blessed. You understand? And she's blessed, Baruch Hashem, this little girl. She's I sent her to Rabbi Mizrahi, and he said he would all he's Shlita, right? Yosef Mizrahi Shlita. So he speaks with very many people, right? So many people he does not remember by name, but he called her the fiery ball or something like that. That's what she was, Baruch Hashem. Understand? Jews do not work on home. What are you talking about? This little, she's like this high. And I'm not sure. Maybe like this speech of her. Maybe it's like change somebody. I'm not sure. Like I'm not following anybody. I'm not asking the people are working like how they spend their days. But hopefully some people change their attitude to Chol Hamoed because of this little girl. Right, and she was so she like learned with her. It's actually my original student, right? The first student that I was teaching. Until then, we learned only Havrusa, right? And she would paskin it was a religious family, not only religious. It was a family of rabbi who is a rabbi in yeshiva. So he once came to my house and he told me how he's related to the Vilna Gaon. That's he's in boys yeshiva, and he was out. Rabbi was out. The whole family was in. Were in, and she forgot to say Yalav Yoa, I think, during the Birchas Hamazon, and she was pointing at nobody knew what to do. Should she go back? And she already say Rachaman, should she go back, or should she continue? What she should do? And this little girl said, no, I mean, she did not say. She showed them, went to the bookcase, took Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. She found the place because we covered that, and then she said, okay, so and of course she just continue, right, without, because it was a Chol Hamoed, right, so you're not obligated to return, right, and everybody were in shock, like how did she know, like this son of rabbi to their two sons of rabbi, they did not know, the women did not know what to do. It's very interesting, this little nothing, right, as they thought about her, she knew where to find it in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, and she passed. It's very interesting, right? Original student. Okay, so what else?
Thank you very much, Robert.
You're welcome.
So there are more questions on the board. Says Shalom Love. If we have a book regarding gardening or the restroom read, are we allowed to read it on Shabbos or Yom Tov when in the restroom?
Yes, that's I would say that's a perfect reading, right? Because you're not going to do anything, so it's not like a business advice. It's I have to follow this advice, right? And right, so gardening, okay, that's very good. Some medical books or something, yeah. You're welcome.
So this thing would not be like mukse if we take it from other place of the house to the bathroom. Do we have to leave it on the bathroom?
No. That's not a problem. It's not a muktzah. So I would say like business material. You have I don't know, business like I don't know, you have a bank statement or something, right? That would be muktzah. But this gardening, maybe some people don't have garden. They just read they like this stuff. Or some people, it's a winter. Let's say it's a winter. Okay, even if she would read some useful information, I know 3 months away, I don't know 4 months away before she can plant anything. So like this information is useless basically. Okay. I mean, nobody is going to take any actions at this point. That's what I mean. It's not it's useless. It's useful, but not right now.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
What about reading a magazine that is related to what we do for a living? Would that be forbidden?
If just like it's not a business like to broaden your knowledge, professional knowledge, there is no problem because it's not a business. You understand?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You can like history books. There is no problem. Something like that. Mass solving, like I don't know, some things like that.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question. For one who is converting, does he need to transgress a biblical melacha on Shabbos and Yom Tov, or is it enough to just transgress a rabbinical prohibition?
No, I would say biblical. Must be biblical, yes. So even though like we're not allowed to translate biblical or rabbinical, but I would say biblical. So this light is the best example. Turn on, turn off, turn on, and that's it.
Thank you very much, brother.
You're welcome.
So, if our friends are still typing their questions, in the meantime, I have this question about safety.
Mm-hmm.
So the Rav knows I don't live in the most safest place in the world. So let's just say that. I mean, there's pretty much the whole world is unsafe right now. But anyways, and nothing happens to a person unless HaShem decrees this from heaven.
Mm-hmm.
So lately, these places start to become more unsafe than usual. But yet, I rather not to think about too much about this. I don't watch the news or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have so many things to think about and to be concerned about that thinking about this would be another issue that would cause me a lot of stress and so on. But like this morning, like a very few blocks away from where I live, a guy was murdered by some people, and then the guy had like bodyguards, and the bodyguards kind of chased the murderers, and they started shooting each other in the middle of the street, like a complete disaster. And this was like very few blocks away from where I live. This is a place that I used to frequent a lot because of a lot of issues that I have around this area. One of them being work. I have to go to one of my customers that is close to this place very, very often. So I was thinking, I mean, in regards to this issue of safety, I try to behave as if it was not there. For example, people here don't take their phones out of their pockets because it's very likely that they're going to be robbed. I mean, funny thing, phones were created to be remotely, but not here because of this issue. So So I was thinking, okay, should I start being more careful, or should I just? Is Hashem trying to test my emunah here, and does he want me to behave as if nothing was happening, or should I be more cautious, like more careful with this issue?
Okay, so that's a very very good question. So how what is status we have to do? So that's the basic question to protect ourselves. So first of all, we don't go to dangerous places. If you know at the beginning from the start it's a dangerous place, you don't go there. Period. Right? On one hand, on another hand, you do business as usual. Whatever you need to do, you do. And usually this shooting does not happen every day, right? It's maybe from time to time. So, and if you don't go during the night, early in the morning, like these crazy hours, so that's you're fine. You're allowed to, especially if you go to on a mitzvah, right? Mitzvah to make you money to make parnas. It's also mitzvah. Right, so the person is going to pray, so that's also mitzvah or something else. You understand? With these phones, of course. If it's known fact that people snatch the phones in the middle of the street, so don't take out your phone. So it's very simple. Take this, have this earphones. That's what I have. I have earphones, and my phone is not even in the pocket. I have this holster, it's under my jacket. So to take the phone, it's mission impossible, right? So if I need to go to shul somewhere, so I'm just walking. I need to listen to lecture. It's in my headphones. They're not expensive. Right? Nobody is going to steal. It's not that people walking this Apple. This one, this white ones, I think it's $150, $70. I don't know, $200 almost. I don't know what. I pay for my phone almost that much money. Headphones for so much. It's crazy. You understand? So so we do normal things. Right, and HaShem is going to protect. So don't go to crazy places where all of the thugs get together, all of the cafes or all of these things. You should not read news. My wife, God bless her, I don't know what happened. I don't know, but she read the news in the whole world. I don't know, why would she do that? And so I don't know how long it took her, maybe an hour. So she was in shock. So she's still in shock what's going on in the world. After 3 days, 3 days, I hope she did not go back to the news. I told her not to, but she read whatever she read, this country, that country, this hypocrite, that hypocrite. And then she read the comment and said, I don't need to know all these things. Look, Hashem is running the world. And he says in the message of the Pesach, right? This Parsha Bo, I think it's Parsha Bo. He said, "You stay home, you do what you do, and I'm going to take care of the world. I'm going to kill who needs to be killed and who needs to stay alive. They're going to still stay alive. But if you go out and you see this neighbor is dead, that neighbor is dead, there is a scream for this house, you're going to go crazy." Right? Hashem said, look, I'm running the world, I know what I'm doing, trust me. You just be yourself, you just be a Jew, you just learn Torah, and I'm going to protect you. That's it. Otherwise people go crazy. So I don't know why she watched the news, but I don't know, maybe somebody asked her, maybe she was concerned, I don't know, but she's very a sensitive person, especially if she did not watch the news for such a long time. I don't know, for years. I don't know how long, but now she's in a state of shock, which is not right. And that's what I tell everybody: don't watch the news. What is going to give you? Are they going when after 120 years you'll go to this? What is it to this last judgment? Are they going to ask you, did you watch the news? Did you know what happened in this country? What is it going to ask you? 1 second, sorry. 1 second, sorry. nobody going to ask you anything. So just do what you need to do. Take care. You need to go to the store. You go to the store normal hours, right? That's it.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Then our next question, regarding turning on the light on Shabbos during conversion.
Mm-hmm.
Is it still a biblical mitzvah? Okay, I guess biblical melacha. If the light is lit.
I was thinking about the same thing. According to some opinion, it would be still biblical mitzvah. So, but it's not going to be fire for sure. I understand what that person. The LED is not fire. Like it's we have almost all of our light bulbs are LED for a long time, right? So of course they keep like maybe like they would get a little warm, not hot like, but a little warm, right? But it could be, according to some opinion, the melacha is building, right? Building that you build a circle, right? Circuit. You build a circuit when you turn on the light, or you demolition when you like break the circuit, right? It's like mechanically, right? This light switch. Okay. So that's the issue. I mean that's the explanation.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
I don't know if I read in the Shabbos home,
Mm-hmm.
one of the two volumes that still LED lights, they still have this component that kind of gets red hot like a coil.
No, not LED. There is a one incandescent. It's a regular one. We're talking about this white like tubes, the old style. So new tubes are many of them also LED, but the old style, yes. I don't remember. There is a starter. I remember you have to buy starter and this tiny thing and like put it in this. Light bulb in this lamp. What is it? Not incandescent, but whatever they call it. So in that lamp, yes, there is a element that get in white, like so hot, like even white, or red, yeah. So that for sure. Then how do you know it's fire? So I'll say just explain very like simply. So they will say I don't see the fire. Right, so but you put piece of paper next to this metal and it's going to catch a fire, right? So is it fire? Yeah, it's fire. You don't see it, right? Just because we don't see it does not mean that it's not fire. So in incandescent light bulb, like the old style, right? If you break the glass, you put piece of paper or match, then the match is going to go flame for sure. That's fire. You're welcome.
So on this issue of Chol Hamoed, I was thinking, if we just joined a company, we just got a new job, very close to the dates of Chol Hamoed, what would be the issue here? Will we be allowed, so to speak, to work in this case?
Yeah. I mean, of course, that's an exception that I just skipped. But if a person they said, look, we just hired you 3 weeks ago, now you want 1 week vacation, just stop it. So I mean, first 2 days and last 2 days, maybe you would be lucky. It's going to be one of them is going to be Sunday or Shabbos, let's say, right? So you ask for only two days off or 3 days off. It's not a big deal. You explain I'm a religious person, this and that, but 1 week to take like from the beginning, from the start of your career, most likely they would not be very excited about it. Yeah, so in this case, it's an exception. So as the sages say, it's an exception. They go through the list of the exception. If this opportunity is not going to happen, it's like like a big fair, like city fair in your area, and it's the only opportunity. And next time they're going to be here 3 years from now. Okay, all of these things, yeah, you would be allowed to take advantage of the business, but otherwise, no. So, and in halacha, they actually separate not making money and losing money. Those are two separate things. Like in for individual, yeah. So he would say, yeah, I'm not working these 5 days. I'm losing money. No, you're not losing money. Lose money, that meaning when you had money and now you're losing money. That's losing money. But if you never made this money, it's not the money that lost. It's I don't remember what is the like exact expression that you did not make this money. So, and this would not be allowed. But in case, of course, if person is told, look, you just started 3 weeks ago, 2 months ago, 5 months ago, right? We need you to work on these days. So you work on those days, right? But next, be ready for the next year or something. You understand? So I mean, of course, there are exceptions, but we're trying to minimize these exceptions. But there were people like in. I tell you what. So I was very very proud. I told my wife, in a place where I used to work, there were maybe 5 minyanim, 5, like in different buildings, different locations. Of course, I stick the closest to me, but all of them have minyan, and some of them have minyan on Friday, some of them did not. But on Chol Hamoed, so 5 minyan, it's minimum, what is it, 50, 60, 70 people, minimum, right? That's how many Jews. On Chol Hamoed, it was, they were struggling to make 1 minyan. You understand? So most of the people took off, like they work, all of the professional people, right? So it's not the, right, so all of the professional people, they took off, most of them. So, and who were working, I don't want to say, there's some category of people, and unfortunately, they were not educated, they did not get a Jewish education, unfortunately, they took it lightly, even though I was trying to talk to some of them, but they said, no, that's what we do. We have our own rabbi, and he did not say in all these years, he never mentioned the topic. So, but I mentioned you the topic. I can give you the Shulchan Aruch mentioning the topic. Our sages in Talmud mentioned it. Right? He forgot to mention. So I'm mentioned to you. I give you the siyaf. You go read yourself in your own language, right? But unfortunately, but at least I was very proud. I mean, almost, what is it, 90% did not work on Chol Hamoed. Sometimes they did not have a minyan because we're on the same joint email group. So sometimes I said in some days they did not have a minyan, Baruch HaShem. Right. Right. What else? You're welcome. But all of these people, again, so I'm not making fun, like all of these people would take vacation 1 week, 2 weeks, whatever, when they wanted to go somewhere. So it was not about lack of the days. So that's what annoys me. It's not lack of the days. Okay, what else? Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, in case it would be not very possible for us to not work on Chol Hamoed.
Okay, so work. So there's no problem. So work. So especially in the process, there's no such a strict requirement. You understand? So you can work.
Thank you, Rabbi.
Yeah, but basically, you work, you continue, but still you remember that you're in training. But one day, when the day comes, you have to draw the line. You understand? That's all of these days are preparation. For other people, it's not so simple. But for you have time to prepare to settle your life in such a way. So that's the thing. But you see, in the industry where I work, So usually they have good vacations, especially if you work for the same company for many years. They give you like extra vacation, some extra days. They call it floating holidays, like your personal holidays. So different people, different religion, different whatever. They want to take holidays, right? So we had vacation plus 2 floating holidays. Okay, so that's very respectable of them. Well, before I stopped working for that company, I have officially 5 weeks of vacation. 5 weeks. Understand? That's amazing. But of course, you have to take from this company whatever abuse or whatever, so because of these benefits, because there was like advantage was that many people were from different countries, and our holidays never coincide, right? So never wherever the Chinese New Year's, I have many Chinese guys in my group. So they actually all of them were Chinese. Then were some Indians, right? So they would like to take over the Chinese Year. Had nothing to do with our holiday, no. And they had another holidays, I don't know what, but never coincide. Indian holidays also have nothing to do. They have, I think, we have many Indians. Say they have many provinces. In each province, they have different date for a new year, right? So I said, how is it possible? And it was actually based on the same story. You understand? Some prince went to jungle, something happened. I don't know what happened. They told me the story, but and that's why they celebrate the New Year on different days. Okay, so that's but you plan. So even though maybe in some place they offer you more money, but here that and I was offered different opportunities. Maybe it was a little further, but I thought to myself, look, I work here because of the benefit, because of the vacation, right? So I can take the Chol Hamoed. I can go to Israel because I have extra weeks. So what could be better? So in the other place, they're going to give me more money. You start from zero, right? They give you maybe two weeks vacation, first year. So then you build up maybe for the first 3 years. So you would not be enjoying the holidays. So what I'm going to do with this money? Or money money are good, but I need life. I don't need them money. I need life. I need celebrate holidays. Shabbos.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Now, I was thinking, not in my case, but perhaps in the case of someone else, I was thinking, okay, what would be the issue if for someone that is not really possible not to work the Chol Hamoed, to hire someone to replace him, but that would be, I don't know, some sort of a business thing, like doing business with someone, or that would represent losses, like monetary losses to the person. So I don't know what would be the issue here.
No, I would say in this case, just keep it quiet and then go work on Chol Hamoed. That's it. Keep quiet, maybe not in everybody's face. You understand? So for example, if the whole community is not working, and this person took his book bag, like a backpack, this is lunch, this and that, and he goes to work, that's too much. You understand? That's what we advise somebody. You need to person was in the process, and he said that I cannot not to work on holidays. So I say go, but don't, since people from the shul know, so go to a different train station without anything, without caring, and that's it. So what can we do? But at least don't create muddy sign, because people will think that you're a hypocrite.
Thank you very much, Rabbi. I just found this story of this tiny lady that told about Chol Hamoed, she now being Jewish and being so willing to do this, so inspiring.
But in her head, she was Jewish, but we asked her get her papers, she said from the grandmother from the mother. I say, can you get the papers? She said, no, she's in different countries. So I said, look, you have anybody from that country, like your friends? She said, yes. So I said, to pay somebody, go to that old lady, like pay, like hire somebody for a day, pay them 3 times more than they would make, or 7 times more, whatever, right? It's a poor country, doesn't matter, right? So let them take like picture and send you on his cell phone, right? She said, I never thought of it, so just take, and then she made pictures of all of these grandmother's documents, so we didn't see like any even trace that she's Jewish. Okay. So she was actually, we were going, before we met, she was going to Kabbalah Center in Manhattan for several years. So since she had a very good job, so she was paying like, I don't know, like a membership fee, 5,000 or so a year, maybe more. Very interesting.
Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
Now, question on the board says, Shalom Kol Rav, I wonder if Kol Rav could teach us how to fight our evil inclination against purchasing unnecessary stuff and wasting time when doing groceries, meaning like being distracted by the large varieties of products and check our things we don't really need, especially when buying things online.
That's a very good question. So like, I mean, I tell you what, if it's the worst thing a person does in wasting time just checking the grocery, maybe it's not the worst thing to do, right? If you ask me what is worth to watch the movies or the music concerts, or I don't know, like checking the news, so let them check something, like just waste some time if it's it's a person's addiction. Check these tomatoes and that tomatoes. I don't know, check this rice, that rice. So I would not say like if it's the worst addiction, just leave it be. Right? Buying extra things that a person does not need, that's a problem. That's something like a void, like of spirituality. That person, I'm not talking about anybody, right? But in general, person trying to fill this void with craving for spirituality with something physical, that it's going to not to do anything for a person. Like, and if you see that advertisement, even I sometimes say, like maybe we need that. Last thing that I saw, it was like hydronic garden. So they put it together. It's actually in the living room, and there is water running around. They give you all of the plants, and they, of course, on the video they give you all of the, like how many pounds of tomatoes in 3 months. All a crazy thing. But they present this like you need it, like they were very good in psychology. So of course, like how can you live with that? Like you normal. So I went to check. I said maybe it makes sense. Maybe if it costs $50, $100, maybe it makes sense. So this thing costs almost $2,000. Like you normal $2,000, and it's when they do advertisement, so don't watch an advertisement, because that's again psychology. They're going to sell you anything you don't need. But for sure, that is a spiritual void that that person has, and try to fill it with something, with something physical. And how do I know that? It was one couple, and we tried to get them closer, and it did not work. And she was very sick, and he was not happy, and the child intermarried. All these different things. He went to different country. All of these problems in the world, but they were very like strong, not to observe Shabbos. They were very, very like strict in this. So I mean, they love the stories in general, the inspirational stories, but to observe themselves, not so much, right? And unfortunately, when then she was sick, but we did not know to what extent she was sick. But then she went home, and she's almost died. and eventually she died, like in a matter of few days. So she died, and it's very interesting. And we went to funeral and helped with the whole funeral for all of these things, right? And after the funeral, when we went to her house, to their house, they spent so much money. They moved to this very rich Jewish neighborhood. Rich meaning they have yachts. That's how rich they are. You understand? They have personal docks and stuff like that. And but the neighborhood is Jewish, so there are many shuls, there are a few yeshivas. It's almost like an enclosed neighborhood, not too far from me, not too far. So, but that day, of course, they were like making a lot of good money, good living. So, and they bought the house. I said, why do we need the house? Like, why do we need renovation? They want like kids, like not in their 30s, in their 50s, I guess, like maybe mid 50s, I don't know, plus minus, right? And they were so upset about this renovation once I came, and he said, like, you see, they just did the parquet and it's squeaking. And I look at my wife, I look at him. I said, so it's squeaking. So like after sometimes he would not pay attention. He said, you do not understand. He started like get excited. You do not understand. I pay so much money, and this was the house of my dream. And I look at the light. She's pale. She like almost fainted. She was holding the wall. I said, I think your wife. Please go help her. You understand? Because she was going through all of the procedure, but in his mind, it's like this board is squeaking. And I walk on this board, like I don't hear squeaking. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but I don't hear squeaking. And she died, right? And we tried to help him right? And he said, what should I do with her clothing? I don't need the her clothing. I say, look, I'll give it to me. I'm going to bring to the nation. I know many poor people. I know somebody, my guy, like who is taking care of. I don't want to do it. I'm going to bring to him. So, and you understand, like there's so many closets, and this lady so many pair of shoes. He said, I'm going to cut off the shoes because of this, whatever, this craziness that he had, that you cannot wear shoes from a dead Jewish person. I heard this, but it's not. It's whatever. I think it's when it does not have a Jewish source. I think maybe it does, but whatever. So, and there was so many clothing, like bags. There's so many bags. I feel like two garbage bag, like black bag with full of what is it, purses, and some of them had tags attached. So like very expensive. So she was trying, and shoes, so many shoes, like one lady, I don't know how many shoes. Like I was helping also taking the garbage out, maybe 4 bags of the shoes. I don't know, like because the empty life, she was trying to fill it up with shoes, with bags, with skirts, with dresses, this and that. And guess what? Did not help. She was not happy one bit. So that's what says like create this void, and people try to fill something like with material. Did not work, unfortunately. Okay. Well, so many things were with tags. I was like, my wife showed me. One bag was $3,000. Maybe it was on sale she bought, but it was $3,000. New bag with tags attached. Okay, what else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
So, I have this question about broths, broth.
Mm-hmm.
So, in the case we eat, for example, misoinus, like a cracker, something with some enhancer, something that's going to enhance the misoinus, which is the main food here, then we just make the blessing of misoinus and of course the opposite of the blessing. But I was thinking, if we really, like deep inside, really enjoy more the enhancer than the misoinus,
Mm-hmm.
and Allah has said that if we actually enjoy the other thing more than the misoinus, then the other one, the misoinus becomes the felt, meaning the secondary, the subordinate, and we would have to make two brachas, two separate ones. But then because kids is a little embarrassing, but because of, I don't know, laziness or convenience, we just try to ignore this preference that we have, and we just use the enhancer, put it on the cracker, and just make holiness and the after blessing, and that's it. So would this be like, I don't know, like dishonest bracha? Would it be? I mean, are we going to be punished because of this?
No, that's okay. That's very good question. So by default, people enjoy this cracker, for example, and you have salad, white fish salad, tuna salad, whatever salad, right? So together you enjoy them. So if you ask me if I'm going to eat this tuna salad by itself, maybe not. Maybe yes, maybe not, right? So, but together that's and it's satiating. So that's why you say only one blessing, because it's combination of food. So to say two blessings, we must eat it separately. You understand? So, but even if you enjoy them together, so that's fine. If you made one blessing, there is no. That's a normal way of thinking. Abnormal if you want to say two blessings. So it's like exception. So if you want to go to exception, there is no problem. I mean, you can make two blessings. But if there is no exception, I mean, even if a person is lazy, so one blessing is there is no problem. Just make one blessing.
Thank you very much, Papa.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I think I don't see more questions on the board. No. And that was my last question. I mean, someone's still typing a question, I guess.
Okay, so let's wait a few seconds. So I can tell you a story that I made a few clips because I could not tell it in 1 minute. So it's famous story. Many people said it over. So I found it very interesting. So it was a flight. I think I did not say it. So if I said it, please stop me, because I'm going to tell you another story. So it was a flight from New York to Australia, right, which is Melbourne or something, right? And it was delayed a few times, so people get agitated, aggravated, right? And it's very long flight. The flight is maybe 36 hours. There is no direct flight. You have to stop over like crazy, right? So very long flight basically. And people were hungry, right? It was dinner time, of course. So and two people sat together on the plane. One was Jew, one religious Jew, one is not Jew, and they start they announce, okay, thank you very much for your patience. Now we're going to start serving dinner. Okay, so we have choice of burger and whatever else, right? Fish, right? And first they usually bring like packages, portions to like special order, right? Because it's easier to bring the special order. There are only a few of them. Right? So some people order veggie, some people order kosher food. So this guy, the Jewish guy, got his package, and this non-Jewish guy, he said, "What is it like? Why was served like per person is served, and why is it so many wrappings, all of these tapes for kashrus? Like what is it?" And this guy said, "Look, I'm Jewish." He said, "Yeah, I understand you're Jewish. We eat only kosher food." He said, "I heard about kosher food, but can you explain it? What is it?" And they start a conversation about kosher food, that how the meat must be slaughtered. And this guy had the burger, right? He had the burger. And they like, okay, so and then they're talking. This guy is unwrapping his food while talking, and then they start bringing the food to everybody else. So they asked this guy, the non-Jew, like, sorry, what would you like to have, fish or burger? He said, of course, I want a burger like my friend he ha ha ha. Okay, no problem. So he got his burger, and then he started unwrapping. This Jewish guy said, I apologize, I forgot something. So he said, what did you forget? Fork? He said, no, I have to wash my hands. We have this Jewish law. We have to wash our hands before we eat bread. Okay, I'm going to come soon. I'm going to the restroom. So the guy takes cups, go to the restroom, and then he comes back. And this non-Jew like watching him, and the Jew stopped in the middle of the aisle, and he started thinking and analyzing something. And then he started by the look of his face, you can see that he made a decision, and he goes straight, right, without talking, of course, to his carry on top, open up, take down, open up, take a piece of bread from the breakfast, whatever leftover. We don't throw the bread, and say the blessing and start eating this bread. So he finished this piece of bread, and then he opened up the salad, eats the salad, and dessert, whatever he ate, water, whatever, and the burger, he started wrapping back. And this non-Jew said, 1 second, you're not going to eat the burger? And this Jew said, no, I'm fine, I'm not interested, no, I'm not hungry. I say, look, I don't understand you. I know you're Jewish, strange, but why? You have a fresh burger, nice looking burger. You went to your luggage. You took this stale, not stale, but piece of bread from leftover, and that you ate, and you're leaving this burger here. How does it make sense? He said, no, I'm not hungry. No worries. Maybe I'm going to eat later. Don't worry. I don't want to eat. But this non-Jew, he knew they were waiting for the plane for 3 or 4, 5 hours, it was delay. So and nobody ate, right? At least he saw that Jews did not eat. He's hungry, and when we're chatting, he said, "I cannot wait. Such a nice juicy burger. Now he's not hungry. How is it possible?" So of course he knew that something wrong, and he was pressing. And this Jew said, okay, fine, stop it. I understand. I'm going to tell you, we have a Jewish law that you're not allowed to leave a meat with a non-Jew. So if you left a piece of meat and it was not double wrapped, double sealed, and you see when we were chatting, I unwrapped the seal, right? Because I was prepared, and I completely forgot that I need to wash my hands. Right, and this meat, unless you know for sure how the meat is looked at this size, and that's precise. The bone was in this piece, not in that. So unless you know for sure how it looks, you're not allowed to eat this meat. And he said, look, sir, I don't suspect anybody, but the Jewish law, our sages said, why? Because the non-Jew might substitute the meat. And this guy said, what? Said, sir, I don't suspect you, anybody, you're all good people, but we have this law, Jewish law, and that's what we feel. And this guy starts shaking, and he said, and who said that? He said, our sages say, very, very long ago. And he started shaking and crying, and he said, you don't understand how lucky you Jewish people are with you sages. I don't know who you sages are, but they're amazing people. He said, yeah, we know that they're amazing people, great people. He said, you do not know, because once you told me about this special kosher food, I never tried kosher food in my life. And then of course, I got interested. And then you went to wash your hands, and you have a burger, I have a burger, so I lift up your piece of bread and substituted burgers. So I actually, because I wanted to try yours. You understand? So how lucky you are. Understand? Of course, we don't need these people to tell us the compliments. If we would wait to compliments from nation of the world, how great the sages are, maybe we're not going to observe anything. You understand? So we just go by Shol Hamoed, by our sages, and whatever say, it's for our benefit. We understand, we don't understand, and it looks like you're losing. And how come? I'm talking about the general. No, don't take it personal. But how come if I'm going to lose it and I'm not going to work on Chol Hamoed, right? Or like they would not substitute meat. Maybe not. Maybe not. But even if they substitute even once, that's enough. Understand? So we follow what the sages say, and you're not going to be hungry, and you're not going to be sick from it, and this and that. So understand? That's the story. I think I did it in 3 parts. I mean, it was impossible to do it in 1 minute, of course. But okay, that's embellished story a little. Okay. Any questions?
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so I have kind of a question about airplanes, but there's a few questions on the board that our friend was writing. So it says, about Allah was a brachos. If we make a vegetable soup, and we are tasting the soup without the vegetables during cooking, should we make haadamah on the soup?
Yes. Yeah. So this broth, it's like it's a secondary to the vegetables. So it's water. So what makes this water special? The vegetables. So vegetable is the primary. So and for sure the water and the broth, right? The vegetable broth and the vegetable. It's one dish, and it is a mixture. So if it is a mixture, for sure it's a mixture. So you say one blessing. Blessing what on vegetables? Yes, that's correct.
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome. And just to add, so even the vegetables. So we all understand the vegetables are minority. It's not. We're not going to majority. We go by what's important. Okay. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Next question, question about last week's parsha. We learned that the cover of the mishkan is made of the mixture of wool and linen. I wonder, does the mixture of wool and linen have a special holiness? Why is it allowed for the mishkan but not for us to wear it?
So that's a very where else we had this mixture? I think in some garments of Kohanim. We've also had this mixture. So the many laws of the Torah of the nature did not apply to the Beis Hamikdash or Mishkan. But that's a very, very deep insight. I would not remember from the top of my head, but yes, there is a very deep explanation. I remember reading, but not this year. So yeah, that's wool and linen together. Yes. You're welcome. So for us, why like for people, why do we wear not wear the wool and linen together in one garment? Because HaShem said so. Right? It's actually a few things that Rashi Zatzal says that nations of the world are going to come and like make fun of you. Right? About two things about. This mixture wool and linen together, and about this red cow, right? Because it does not make sense. Okay, and we have to remember it's they represent the Satan. Okay, so I mean Hashem said so. Hashem said through his holy rabbis that do not if this meat was unwashed for such a period of time, right? So you're not allowed to eat it. Period. So I guess what this time it worked. Maybe 10 other times, like there was not an issue. You understand? Or a million other times there were not an issue, but this one time it was an issue. That's irrelevant. So they say that's a law. That's a law. You're welcome.
Especially for broth. If our non-observant Jewish coworkers offer us an open packaged kosher snacks, for example chips, are we allowed to eat it?
I think so, yeah. I mean, they're not going to like substitute to put like, nobody does it, right? I mean, so what we're afraid that they would take some non-kosher chips and put it in a kosher chips package. So I mean, they say snack, they did not say chips. So what would there be the problem with chips? For example, I give you an example. Me personally, I stopped eating chips a long time ago. It's very not healthy, right? But what I remember from long time ago, so there is some companies that all of them, like they have millions and they have flavors, all of them are kosher. But if they have dairy, like sour cream flavor, it would not be kosher, because I mean it would be too much to supervise, I guess. You understand? So that's just that this brand is kosher does not mean that all of the like flavoring are kosher. You understand? So the easiest thing for them to certify like plain, like classic chips or something. There's like potatoes and oil. Of course, we have to check the oil. Hopefully, there is no pig in that oil, and that's it. And I don't know, some spices. That's it.
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Now, I have this question about airplanes. So, if we didn't manage to pray mincha, and then we have a flight, to catch a flight, and mincha time kind of gets while we're on the flight, how should we pray, especially Shmiras, if we don't have a place to stand up in the plane?
So you first of all you can pray sitting, but you can always pray sitting. So sometimes some say I'm talking about Shmiras, right? It's you can pray sitting. So if you can, if it's possible, if it's not possible, forget it. But if it's possible, when you need to bow, just stand up a little. If it's possible, not possible, just sit, just bow while you're sitting. That's it. That's how you pray. So for example, when you fly, most of the flights are from me to Israel, right? They overnight. So and here you live like midnight, or so like midnight, and you land there like 4 p.m. So for sure the shacharis and most I mean the depends on the season. So usually when we go there. And it's you still have time. There is in airport there is a shul. You go there, and most of the time there is a minyan, right? So you just wait or try to assemble the minyan yourself, and there is no problem. But shachris, everybody plays on the plane. So it's some clowns, of course, they go to the back of the plane, and they visit tefillin and what is it, and talis, and they take a lot of space, and there is no space. There are 10 people, and stewardess have to go through, and people go to the restroom, and people stay, since it is the morning, so people stand in line to brush their teeth, and the people are too tight. It's such a and people get in fight, in arguments. Some people this lady, lady that think that she's a squirrel, not dressed, and she stands in line in the restaurant. But then this guy who is praying, so he's not very happy, and she's not very happy. Who told you that you're allowed to stay there and block the entrance to the restroom? You understand? So that's big problem. So I would say don't create this big hill HaShem, right? Just pray in your seat, and that's it. You're welcome. Me personally, I never joined this kind of minyan. Even we had a neighbor who would sit next to us, say, "You're going to church?" I said, "I'm not going to go. You go." I don't know. I didn't say you go. I said, "I'm not going to go."
Thank you very much, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
I think that was the last question. Thank you very much.
Okay, no problem. So thank you very much for joining us. Please join us tomorrow. We're going to learn kosher kitchen. Same time. Thank you and good night.